Government formation now will become critical, and I can tell you that in both the states the position is as follows. Take a look first at the Jammu and Kashmir numbers, because those numbers are giving us a sense of why it's still open as to the kind of government that will be formed. As per the latest numbers, if you see them on your screen at the moment, 29 is the tally of the PDP. That's the single largest in an 87-member house where you need 44 for a majority. The BJP is slightly behind. They've got 24. So they're down by, they need the support of the PDP. You need a PDP-BJP government. The other possible government is PDP-Congress. Congress has 16. So a PDP-Congress government can also not be ruled out at the moment, or even a minority government in the state. Others are 6. We are told 2 are People's Conference, 3 are independents, 1 more is from one of the Ladakh parties. So those are the 6 independents at the moment, or the 6 others that we have at the moment in the state. The NC, Omar Abdullah, is out of power. We can say that safely. Omar Abdullah will not be the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir next year. Let's take a look then at the numbers in Jharkhand, where again there's been a slight twist as to what has happened in the last couple of hours. We were predicting a clear victory. It's become tighter. The BJP is 37. That's not the 41 that they had hoped for, which would reach the halfway mark. The Congress is 8. This includes RJD and JDU. The JMM has done much better than expected. They are the ones who are offering the real fight to the BJP. Shibu Soren and Hemant Soren not out. They're down but not out. The JVM, and this is Babulal Marandi, who we had earlier on the show, former BJP leader, former Pracharak. Will he be the person who could tie up with the BJP? Will there be a Ghar Wapsi that Seshadri Chari has called for, of Babulal Marandi, seen by many as one of the most influential as well as credible leaders in the state? Others are 5 at the moment. So it could be the 5 others, but remember what independents have done to Jharkhand politics in the past. So at the moment, the BJP is just short of the halfway mark in the state of Jharkhand. So interesting, the kind of possibilities that are now emerging in both these states. Take a look at where we stand now. Seshadri Chari, you're looking at these numbers. Can we say come tomorrow 12 noon, the BJP will safely form a government in Jharkhand? Or do you believe that it would be better that they took the support of someone like Babulal Marandi to strengthen that government, not dependent on small independents?
No, going by some of the trends, I still hope that the BJP will still be able to make it up to 42 or 43 seats.
Yes.
But even if we are 43, even if we are in a position to form a government on our own, I would still, as an individual, now I'm not necessarily commenting as a party person, but I would still feel that we should reach out to persons like Babulal Marandi and strengthen our government to such an extent that, but at any case, any rate, we don't have to fall back upon individuals and independents.
Right. So you're saying that don't rely on independent. You're making an important point. Go if you have to go with a party. Don't go with independents.
Go with a person that has worked with us.
Okay. Joining us also at the moment are Shobha Oza of the Congress joins me. Also joining me is Shabnam Lone still with us. But clearly the Congress not in much of a position at the moment, Shobha Oza. So these are depressing times for the Congress party. As far as Jharkhand goes, do you accept that the BJP has dominated Jharkhand? Are you willing to concede that the Lotus at the end of the day has scored over the Hath in 2014? That is now established. The BJP is the country's #1 national party. Will you concede that, ma'am?
Let me remind you, 1999, where Congress had just 3 states. We had lost nearly all other states. But let me remind you that after 1999, in 2004, by the time we reached 2004, we got back 11 states from BJP.
Right, I agree, ma'am, things can change, but 2014, as I stand, ma'am, at 12:05 on the 23rd of December 2014, do you accept that the BJP is now the preeminent #1 national party of the country?
No, let me remind you, just 6 months back, when BJP came with a thumping majority at the center, what happened to the states now? Why are they not getting absolute majority, whether it be Maharashtra, whether it be Jharkhand, they are struggling, and Jammu Kashmir, where Mission 44, what happened to the popularity of Mr. Modi? Where is the Modi wave? when BJP compromised with its ideology. What happened to Article 370, which was one of the major issues which have been very close to BJP's heart all through and through. Why had they to keep a mum on that? Why had they to compromise on that? That clearly shows that BJP is still not confident about its popularity or about the support of the masses. They are compromising with their own ideology, stooping down to shaking hands with people like Lone to form the government. That clearly shows what type of a confidence BJP has, that last 6 months their popularity has gone down.
The Congress, of course, is looking at the fact that they believe that BJP's popularity has gone down in the last 6 months. But the fact is that you will almost certainly have a BJP government now in Jharkhand, whatever form that government takes. So one more state goes to the BJP, one more state is lost by the Congress. Shabnam Lone, quick response before I come to my studio panel.
Yeah, I was hearing Ms. Oza. What I want to say is that in my estimation, Ghulam Nabi Azad from the Congress was one of the finest chief ministers we had in the state. But for every act of omission and commission on the part of the National Conference government, the Congress gave them a great leeway. So this is what happened. If the Congress had not given National Conference a great leeway, I'm sure this time the Congress would have been in a far better position in the valley than they are finding themselves now. You see, because of Rahul Gandhi's failure to tap to the sentiment, Jawaharlal Nehru loved Kashmir passionately. The Gandhi children failed to live up to that passion and love which Jawaharlal Nehru had for the valley.
Interestingly, we are now at 12:10. In 5 hours, I have not raised the word Rahul Gandhi even once.
Yeah.
And what does that suggest? Manishankar Iyer, your leader, Narendra Modi, all said and done, has been out there campaigning. Let's be clear, 9 rallies in Kashmir, 8 in Jammu, 1 in Srinagar. Did what? Almost 40 rallies. If you look at small and large rallies in Jharkhand. He and Amit Shah out there campaigning. Where was your leader? We can go on looking at clutching at straws. BJP has not done as well as they did. You can go on saying the BJP has not done as well as it did in the general elections. But where is the Congress party? Where is your party? Where is your leader? Where is Rahul Gandhi? Will he accept defeat? Accountability now?
No. 9 times out of 10, we are accused of centralizing the party, of having nobody except Rahul Gandhi. Here we've run an election and run it considering the circumstances extremely well, done by Ghulam Nabi Azad. So it's a sensible thing to do, that if you've got a good regional leader, you lead it to him to run the bulk of the campaign, and you come in with some icing on the top from time to time. So I'm not surprised that you haven't used the word Rahul Gandhi. But
because Narendra Modi is winning elections for his party by projecting himself in Jharkhand, as Manisha pointed out, local leaders were useless.
Which is why which is why he doesn't do his parliamentary duty of coming to the parliament.
Hold on.
He spends all his time electioneering and campaigning.
I
mean, he is an events manager. He is not a prime minister.
Hold on. Manisha Priyam, you want to respond to that? Isn't it true that Rahul Gandhi is unable to deliver for his party in a state like Jharkhand? As you said, Narendra Modi has lifted the BJP. They would have done probably even worse in Jharkhand. If he was not there, it would have been a repeat of 2009 if Modi had not been there. That's the other way to look at it.
I mean, the role of a political leader, where Rahul Gandhi is clearly missing out. And if you're saying he doesn't go to the parliament, let's recall how many times Rahul Gandhi was in the parliament. And of all the things he ever said in the parliament, is he ever held accountable, including the Kalavati, who was to get all the goodies from everywhere on the earth. So this failing today is being created because Mr. Rahul Gandhi is not seen as a man who's communicating with his electorate, and that critical failing, the failing of a political leader to communicate, that strength that Mrs. Gandhi had, that strength that many other tall leaders in the Congress would have had. So in Jharkhand itself, when I heard one of his speeches in Chaibasa, he was attacking the Jan Dhan scheme. Babulal Marandi's criticism of the Jan Dhan scheme seemed far more credible than a Rahul Gandhi scheme, who couldn't even communicate to the electorate as to what was wrong in the scheme. So doesn't clearly have an agenda, doesn't clearly have a criticism. Only the punch is not going to matter. And besides, the biggest thing was that behind him, the second rung of the Congress leadership was clearly missing. There was no Jairam Ramesh to talk about Operation Saranda, which was a supposed success of the Congress party there. There was none of your leaders talking about the Forest Rights Act that you talk about, the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act that you talk about. The issues that you're talking about are issues that were being raised by the JMM, by the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, big dam versus small dam. Modi has been attacked on the ground on agenda, but who has done it? Babulal Marandi has done it, or the JMM has done it?
That's interesting. That,
So the ground
let's be
abdicated.
honest. Rahul Gandhi is vacating spaces. The fact is he's vacating the space. I know that Seshadri Chari, do you believe that the more it becomes about leadership at the center, that's your better chance? Your state leadership is being found wanting. Whether it's in Jammu, there has been a question mark over your state leadership in Jammu that you offer. You haven't found a leader of face in Kashmir, frankly, in the valley. And you still don't have in Jharkhand also perhaps the kind of credible leadership which could have taken you to 50, 60 seats. You got 54 seats with Modi's face in the central election. It comes to a state election, you're down to 37. There is a lesson also for the BJP. Do you concede that? The BJP also needs to look at, do we have enough good state leaders? You can't only rely on the Shivraj Singh Chauhans and one or two others. You don't have other strong state leaders in other states at the moment.
No, our experience has been very different.
Yes.
Once we are able to form a government in any state,
yes,
I think slowly this state leadership emerges. And this is also a time of transition for the BJP states.
yes,
The old leadership in many states, like Maharashtra for example, we had a number of leaders who had pre-80s and 90s of great eminence and who had contributed to the party. But now they have all, in these last 10 to 15 years, they have faded. But that doesn't mean they are not useful anymore to the party, but they have contributions have been there. But we have been able to find new leadership in Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh, in Maharashtra, and many other states. One. Two, even if you look at the central leadership, a huge amount of central leadership is 45, less than 45 year old.
No,
Third factor is,
yes,
of course, there is a lesson for both the Congress and the BJP here. I would not look at the Congress also from a very different point of view. I think if the Congress party without Rahul Gandhi could win 15 seats in Jammu and Kashmir, I think there is a lesson for the Congress. Their dependence on the Gandhi family.
The Congress's tallest leader or someone who has been the face of the Congress in Delhi at least is joining us, former Union Minister Subodh Kant Sahai, joining us from Ranchi. Mr. Sahai, the sense here we are getting is that Rahul Gandhi has again not been able to deliver. I mean, that's one way to look at it. Because he at least campaigned a bit more in Jharkhand compared to Jammu and Kashmir. Again, you are doing very badly in Jharkhand. So, I mean, somewhere is the party willing to concede that Rahul Gandhi, unlike Mr. Modi, is unable to deliver votes for you. He's not a vote catcher. In state after state, this is being proved now, Mr. Sahai.
I tell you, this is not a factual because the state leadership was very much in the confusing stage. I was for the coalition, whatever we were running in government,
yes,
I was very much for that. But our state leadership wanted to contest all seats, all 81 seats. And somehow this coalition partner also, they become ekdam deadlock.
Who did you want? No, just a minute, Subodh Kant. Subodh Kant, you wanted a coalition with JMM or with the Jharkhand, with the JVP of Marandi? You wanted a coalition of all parties?
No. We wanted earlier for the, but JMM and the Marandi means Soran and Marandi was not having any meeting point.
Yes.
So we were having a JMM, RJD, JDU, but unfortunately because of the lust for more winning seat, they destroyed this coalition.
Who destroyed it? Who destroyed it? Rahul Gandhi and the Congress? Who destroyed it? Rahul Gandhi and the Congress or Shibu Soren?
Rajdeep Bhai, one thing is very clear. Leadership of Delhi told us, if you want to go alone,
yes,
go alone, but it will be your responsibility because they allow us to take a decision at the local level.
Okay. So you're not going to blame Rahul Gandhi, typical...
Local party now in Jharkhand.
No,
that's right. But the
the
fact is that the Congress did not go for an alliance. You did not go for an alliance a few years ago in Bihar. You paid a price. You've not gone for an alliance in Jharkhand. You paid a price. So clearly the Congress needs to also revisit this Ekla Chalo Re politics. Just a minute. But Anurag Thakur of the BJP, you're joining us. You know a bit of Jammu and Kashmir and what is likely to happen. Do you see a possibility, Anurag, of an outside support being provided by the BJP to Mufti Mohammad Saeed to form a government? He's clearly going to be the party number one now.
Rajdeep, it's too early to say anything, but I would like to say here that the result has been quite encouraging as far as the votes are concerned. Vote share of BJP is concerned in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes.
Which has increased or doubled more than the previous figure.
Yes.
But as far as the government is concerned, we are very committed towards the growth and the development of Jammu and Kashmir. Whatever decision our party is going to take, will take in the interest of the state as well as in the interest of the country.
So you are open to the idea of supporting Mufti Saab? You are open to the idea of supporting Mufti Saab? You are open to the idea of supporting Mufti Saab?
Yeah, I'll just like to say here, Jammu and Kashmir is very, very important for the country.
Yes.
And whatever decision BJP is going to take, will take in the interest of Jammu and Kashmir, for the development of Jammu and Kashmir, for the betterment of Jammu and Kashmir. And I think this is what Prime Minister has promised. And in the last 5 months, Prime Minister has gone 5 times to J&K.
Yes.
That clearly shows his commitment towards J&K.
You know,
but let the final results come. We'll let you know on that.
Okay, let the final results come. Quick response, Anuradha and Rail, quick short response. Do you believe that Mr. Mufti Mohammad Saeed is someone who has been known to be a leader, old style statesman like leader, who's known to reach out to political parties? Do you see him having a meeting of minds with Narendra Modi? It's an opportunity for Mr. Modi, opportunity for Mufti Saab. Do you see it, Anuradha?
It can also be very problematic at the same time.
What is the problem that you go on and on say? What is that one problem?
I've already mentioned the problem.
Give me the one biggest problem.
One, it will create a massive reaction in Kashmir Valley. Two, both PDP and BJP have very different ideologies and it might not be good for either of the parties. BJP, on the one hand, you know, it's selling this whole Hindutva, aggressive Hindutva version. If it's going to go ahead with that, something like conversions and things like that, how is Mufti going to balance out with that?
So that's your
and the other thing, the last time that Mr. Mufti was in power as Chief Minister, his main USP was his ability to hijack the agenda of the separatists. I don't see him doing it with you know, if he's in alliance.
That's a good point. Mufti Mohammad Saeed was seen, in fact, that has often been a criticism also of Mufti No. You made, I want him to respond before he forgets. That one of Mr. Mufti Mohammad Saeed's criticism by the BJP is that Mr. Mufti Mohammad Saeed and Mehbooba Mufti are too close to the BJP. I've had BJP leaders come on my program and call them anti-national. Let's be clear. Are you willing to allow Mr. Mufti Mohammad Saeed and Mehbooba Mufti to reach out to separatists, to ask for surrendered militants to be given various kinds of clemency, to allow stone pelters to be given various kinds of clemency? Are you willing to allow that to happen? Let's be clear.
See, our endeavor always has been to bring all these elements to the political mainstream of Jammu and Kashmir. And
your definition of political mainstream may be different from Mr. Mufti Mohammad Saeed's definition of political mainstream.
Mufti Mohammad Saeed, because of his background and because of his involvement, was able to wean away a large number of these groups back into the political mainstream, especially to his own party.
Can I get Rail on that? Rail, do you believe that Mufti Mohammad Saeed is someone who has an agenda which will be different to that of the BJP, this healing touch agenda? Will that be the problem for a BJP PDP government?
Look, Rajdeep, as I keep insisting that the post-poll alliance will be looked at in terms of numbers, right? Like BJP, the PDP,
political, forget the numbers, political reality.
The political reality of the state at this point in time, as the three parties now, led by the PDP in terms of the numbers, followed by the BJP and the Congress, each hell-bent upon keeping the other out of the fray there, is this, that the PDP and the Congress have had a history and the principles haven't changed. It's Mehbooba Mufti and her father, and it's Mr. Azad and Sonia Ji on this side. So what you're going to be looking at is a possible scenario where the PDP might just extract revenge on the Congress for keeping them out of power for the last 6 years. Because in 2008 and 2009, post Amarnath land row, Congress and PDP have a history of mistrust.
So there's a history of mistrust between the Congress and the PDP, and there is a history of in a sense ideological conflict between the BJP and PDP.
Here is the BJP reaching out with the Insaniyat Ka Daira framework. If the PDP and the BJP can get together under that framework, I see that government coming into power.
Interesting. So we have two views. One believes that the Congress and the PDP would be more likely allies. The other, which seems to believe...
I'm not saying likely. I'm saying...
less fractious.
Yeah.
Less fractious. The other believe that the PDP and the BJP will be ideological adversaries, which will make an alliance even more difficult on the ground. Either way, it appears that Mehbooba Mufti and Mufti Mohammad Saeed will have that option with them. Who do they go with? Either the Congress or the BJP. That's going to be the government. Clearly, the National Conference is out. In fact, I can tell you that while Mufti Mohammad Saeed has won from Anantnag, at the moment, one of the two seats of Omar Abdullah, he has lost in Sonar. So, Omar Abdullah has lost in one of the two seats he's contesting. Back with plenty more as we look now as to the nature of government formation in these two states. Now results are coming in. Now I think you can give us fair sense. The numbers that you're seeing on the screen, more or less, give it one or two here and there, will not change in a major manner. Sajjad Lone of the People's Conference has won from Handwara. So Sajjad Lone, who for years has been hoping to make it to the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, has finally won. On the other hand, Omar Abdullah has lost to Muhammad Ashraf Peer from one of the two constituencies which he was contesting from. Mufti Mohammad Saeed, likely to be the next Chief Minister, has won from Anantnag. So clearly, there are straws in the wind there. Omar Abdullah on his way out. Clearly, Mufti Mohammad Saeed, the man to beat, and Sajjad Lone making his debut, in a sense, in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Joining me at the moment, Jyoti Malhotra, senior journalist, joins me also with the India Today Group. Jyoti, interesting, Sajjad Lone finally making it. For years he's been trying. He was attacked when he reached out to Narendra Modi. Whatever it is, after a long time, the family bastion will once again see a Lone winning.
Absolutely. And I think, Rajdeep, as we all know, that Sajjad Lone, when he came to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Delhi a few weeks ago and called him the Bada Bhai. And I think the BJP realized that while they did everything in their ken to open an account in the valley, they realized that they would not be able to do it. So they reached out to people like Sajjad Lone. We also have to see whether engineer Rashid has won from Langate. And there are two or three other people who, in the valley, in the Kashmir Valley, you know that's a really small sort of piece of territory. But I'd like to make one other point, Rajdeep, which is that when the separatists, and this I'm talking about the Hurriyat, both the Gilani faction and the Mirwais Farooq faction, when they realized that the BJP was going all out, and a lot of very senior leaders in the BJP, Ram Madhav and a lot of other people, spent a lot of time in the Kashmir Valley besides Jammu. When they realized that they were banking on the Kashmiri Pandits to tilt the vote, and the traditional, the voter in the Kashmir Valley, the Muslim voter, I may add, has not voted in the last several elections, and they were hoping to tilt that. Gilani openly took back his poll boycott, and he said that Muslims must come out and vote, and they cannot let the BJP open its account in the Kashmir Valley, at least in the Kashmir Valley.
And that perhaps made a difference, particularly in the last couple of rounds. When
and that's why you saw that the voting percentage was so high, between 65 to 70% in parts of the Kashmir Valley. That was really incredible.
What's also happened, though, is that vote has got split at one level between the NC and the PDP. So the PDP, which otherwise might have hoped to be 35 plus and thereby be in a more comfortable position to call the shots, will probably now end up around 30. And those 5 seats will make the PDP that much more dependent either on the Congress or the independents or even the BJP. As of now, this is a bit of a nightmare situation which is emerging, because a minority government is possible, a rather rickety coalition between the Congress and the PDP is possible, or the PDP goes with an ideological adversary like the BJP. So clearly, it's not so, it's not such a comfortable position, Manishankar Iyer, for a sensitive state of the country to have a rickety coalition.
I find that an absurd expression to use. You've prejudged what the relationship is going to be. You have said only a little while earlier that the Congress is much less arrogant today and much less in a position to be dictating things today.
You're more weakened. You're more weakened.
And well, whatever it is, you love to use words that denigrate us. But I'm saying that a coalition between the Congress and the PDP would not be rickety. And my only objection to your observations is your use of a pejorative word for a situation which is actually going to be extremely constructive and much easier for the Kashmir people to handle than...
There have been individual problems, as Anuradha Bhasin pointed out, between a Ghulam...